In this video, I'm going to show you some pictures from the case study that I did. This home was in Jacksonville, Florida, and it sold in just 3 days. The owners bought the house, they fixed it up, they put it for sale on Craigslist on Friday night. They had an open house on Saturday. During the open house on Saturday, they posted it for sale on Zillow. They got some phone calls immediately after posting it for sale on Zillow, and then they had an offer the next day on Sunday. So the house sold for top dollar in just 3 days. And one of the key things that drove the quick sell and the top dollar of the house was the photos that they put online and the way that they staged the house. So I'm going to walk you through what I like and what I don't like about these photos to give you a little bit more insight into this process. The first photo that they had was just kind of the straight on shot of the house. Most of your real estate listings are going to have this, and most of the time it's going to be the first photo that your buyers see online. Now, this is a great shot of the house. There's a couple things I would change. The lighting, it's in the shade, and so if they could have taken that more in the morning, it looks like, where the sun was hitting the front of the house, they would have had much better lighting here. Granted, they would have had some shading from these trees, but they would have had much more sunlight on the house itself. Next is, this big clump of trees is in the way. Of course, you're not going to cut down the trees, but if the person who was taking the pictures came over here and took it at more of an angle, they could have gotten more of the trees and actually probably framed the house between these trees. Everything else looks very good in this picture. The next picture here is just a different view. So it's a view into the back of the house. So you can see here they have the pool over here. It's got a driveway that comes around to the back side of the garage here. Now this is fine. A couple things that they could have done differently. They're getting a whole lot of yard over here, which is, you can debate whether or not that is needed. It shows that it has a big yard. However, they could have taken a couple steps forward here, maybe framed in this part of the house and over so they can see the pool. And then that way they wouldn't be showing this dead grass right here. But the lighting on the house looks very good. Now this next shot is a really great shot, and this is one of the best shots that they did. It's one of my favorites, and frankly I would have maybe even led with this shot. I would even call this the money shot. This is a great picture looking out over the pool. They have some really good light, even some kind of cool sunlight coming through right here. The landscaping looks nice. This is in the winter time, so it's the grass is kind of starting off dying here, but you got a nice clean pool. They could have cleaned the pool out a little bit, but you don't really notice that a whole lot. They could have swept off here and made sure that there was no gravel or mulch along here as well. But this is a really great shot, and it's one of the key pictures that shows a great feature of the house. This next picture is the entrance of the house. Now this is a large kind of entrance area. You're not going to be able to get the whole thing in one shot. So they came in and they focused on just one really great feature. Now in this case, it's the beautiful woodwork on the staircases. So they have the nice wood floors that they're showing here with the staircase. And so that's a great angle focusing on a great feature of the house. Notice that they left a clock up here to kind of give some dimension to this area whenever the people walk in. Again, this is right when people walk into the house, so this is going to be one of the first things that they see. Now this is one of the shots of the living room, and this is kind of a full-on shot of the living room, so it's going straight to the back wall. Now if they would have angled it a little bit and maybe shot into one of the corners, it would have made the room look a little bit bigger. But they did a good job of framing everything in. They have the ceiling up here, but the ceiling's not too overwhelming in the picture. In this case, they had a lot of sunlight coming in here, so to make the lighting better, you can see the lights are on up here, but they went ahead and shut the curtain to diffuse some of that light. Now, if they would have had some lighting kind of behind them, they could have helped take care of some of these showers, but they're really focusing on the key feature here, which is a fireplace. And notice that they put a picture above the fireplace here that really draws your eye to the fireplace. On the furniture, just a bare minimum amount of furniture that's framing in the room. They got a nice rug that frames everything together, just a couch and a chair, very nice pillows. that are drawing your eye to them. Very neat. Look what they did here on the coffee table. They got kind of a shawl, it looks like, over the top there, and some candles. On the side tables, just two things, you know, a plant and a couple books here, and a vase and a little bowl of stuff here. But very simple, very clean looking lines, and everything is straight here as far as the lines. You can see that the angle of the camera is not tilted, so the fireplace wall looks nice and straight. Those are some of the key aspects that are going to just throw your pictures off if you don't make sure that you get them right. Now here's another picture of this same room. So again, this is where they came in at an angle, so it makes the room look just a little bit bigger. They have a lot of light coming in through that window again, so they shut that there. But, you know, just a different angle at the room. They're able to get a little bit more of this fireplace, which has a seating area over here where they put some pillows. So that's a great idea to get multiple pictures from multiple angles in the room. And in this case, they included multiple pictures of a single room. Now this next one is kind of a reception room. I don't know what you would want to call it, but a couple key things that I want to show that they pointed at or captured here. So they have the rug, which kind of makes sure that granted the wood floors are beautiful, but you don't want the wood floors just to take over the whole shot. And so they put a rug here, which helps kind of diffuse that a little bit. Again, a little blanket over a chair here. Very minimal artwork on the walls, so you notice they're not filling every single spot here. They captured the beautiful ceiling work up here, and then on this back wall, again you can see the lights are on, so that's helping with the light. In this case, they didn't have the bright sun coming in, so they left no window treatments here and letting a lot of that natural light come in here. Now this is a great shot of the dining room, and a couple things I like about this shot. So one, again with the ceiling, just beautiful ceilings and architectural details here. They got this nice wainscoting here, or however you want to say that, but they didn't put anything in front of it like a table that would block that. And so you get to see that. A very simple mirror here on the back wall, again not overpowering anything in the dining room. And look at the dining room here. So the table, I would have maybe taken out one of these chairs and just had 4 chairs around here so it doesn't look so crowded. But they have a nice centerpiece on the table, a nice runner. I would have maybe ironed that runner there a little bit, or even made the runner just a little bit of a more contrasting color there because it kind of blends into the table. But again, very clean. They're taking at it from an angle, so they're not straight on here. And of course, if they would have taken it from a straight-on shot too, they would have probably saw themselves in the mirror. So that was probably one of their motivations for not doing that straight-on shot. The kitchen that they did just a beautiful job with the kitchen, both in the choices that they made for design and the way that they shot the kitchen. So again, all the lights are on. You can see all the lights up here are on. The windows are open to let as much light in as possible. The way that they stepped back from the kitchen, notice that not too much of the floor, not too much of the ceiling is in focus here. The camera height is just barely over the tops of the counters, so you're not really looking down on tops of the counters, but you see the beautiful counters, so that helps out a lot. The items that they have here on the countertop are very minimal. The stools, notice that they didn't use like some high back stools here, so you're seeing the details, just a couple stools, indicating that this is a little area that you can eat at. Now, they have quite a few things on the countertop here. I would have maybe taken some of those off for this shot, but it doesn't really detract from it a whole lot. But they captured all the aspects of the room, especially the backsplash, the granite countertops, and just the beautiful cabinetry here. Now, this is a different angle of the room here, or of the kitchen here. So this is coming in from a different angle. They have the window here, maybe waiting for a little bit more overcast day, or putting some window curtain or something over the window here, like a light sheer, to block some of that light coming in here, because you're seeing a lot of reflections here. You notice it's hard to see the sink and what that looks like, but they're showing the beautiful stainless steel appliances. Again, the great countertops, so they're just up enough to be pointing down at the countertops. They're not too high, they're not too low. And in this case, the items on the countertops don't detract. They just have really a couple items that you can really focus on. This fake fruit here and a couple of bowls or vases over here. Let's move to the bedrooms. So this is the master bedroom of the room. And again, this is a staged bedroom. So a couple key things that they're pulling out here. One, some great plantation shutters. They have those open, but they're featuring those in the room as well. Notice on the nightstands, nothing but a lamp. Very clean, very elegant looking. A nice bedspread here on the bed. They have, again, a chair over here. Sitting rooms in a bedroom are very popular, so having some sort of seating in the bedroom really helps out with a little table here. Again, just one item on the table here. And something I kind of like, I mean, this is up to preference, but you can tell that they just vacuumed in here. So this looks like very new, crisp, clean carpet, and so those lines of the vacuum convey that. You'll see it in another one of the bedrooms too. This is one of the secondary bedrooms. Again, they were staging this room, very little furniture. They have a smaller bed to make sure that the room doesn't look too small. If they would put a double or a queen bed in here, the bed would take up most of the room. They have the nightstands, one on each side with just one or two items. Only one picture on the wall here. Again, they got the plantation shutters letting in some beautiful light. And over here you can see part of a sitting area. I would have maybe backed up or taken this shot over just a little bit to capture that sitting area. But they did a really good job with this. Now in this case, this is one of the empty rooms, and there's a couple pictures of this room from different angles, but notice that they didn't stage all the rooms. So while it's nice to stage all the rooms, they were actually using their own furniture, so they didn't have a lot to spare, and they put all the furniture in some rooms, but they left a couple of the rooms empty. So in this case, they just took a corner shot of the room. Notice that the door out of the room is closed here. And then here's another shot from a different angle of this same room. So you can see that detail there. Now here's a room. It's a larger kind of bonus room that they have in the house. And they weren't putting furniture in there. They didn't have any furniture to go in here. But they did a really good job staging this room. So they have some nice windows letting a lot of light in. Maybe taking these pictures on a more of an overcast day would have been a little bit better so you didn't get as big of a glare or reflection. But you can see the beautiful wood floors here. They have all the lights on to help even out the lights in the room. So it makes just a nice big clean shot. And notice that they're back in the corner, and so they're not shooting straight at the wall, which makes the room look a little bit bigger as well. Now I really like how they took the pictures of the different bathrooms. So in this case, you know, bathrooms are tough to shoot because they're typically very small and very cramped. And they took a very good shot of this bathroom by just highlighting the shower area. So there's some nice fixtures here, but it's really this inset here and this decorative tile along here that's really kind of pulling your focus in. So they took a feature of a room and they really focused in on it. Here's another tight shot of one of the bathrooms. So they have the again, they're not trying to get everything in the bathroom. You can kind of see the shower back here. They didn't really focus on that because that wasn't really worth focusing on. But the vanity in the bathroom is really beautiful with the granite countertop, the dark wood. So they focus in on that, and that's the picture that they use there. Now I would have maybe moved the camera over just a little bit here. And you'll notice how, you know, because they're so close to this and off on a little bit of an angle, you can really tell that they're off on an angle because of how this is put. So if they would have just kind of moved the camera over here just a little bit, they would have gotten a little bit more of this wall and a little bit less of this doorway. And here's another bathroom that they had in the house. One of the kind of amateur mistakes that they made is you look here in the mirror and you can see the person taking the picture. So make sure that you're not getting your reflection in any mirrors or any shiny surfaces when you're taking this. But I want to really point out kind of what they did to stage this bathroom. So they have the toilet paper roll here. You know, I would have rolled that up a little bit more. Again, it's kind of in the details here. But the sink, there's nothing on the sink. They have a towel here. They could have actually left that towel off. It's not really adding a whole lot of value. But then they just have one item over here. And then they have this bright light here. Now, bathrooms are tough to shoot because you usually have a single source of light in the bathroom, and that's when that utility light is going to come in handy. So if you point the utility light up at one of the walls or the ceiling, that's going to diffuse a lot more light into the room and make a lot better picture for you. Okay, those are some of the great pictures. Again, they weren't perfect, but they were good enough. And so that's what I want you to focus on. I don't want you to strive for perfection here. I want you to strive for good enough. Make sure that your pictures look really good, that they're inviting, and they do the one thing that they need to do, that is get people to call you to set up a showing. All right, I will see you in the next module where I will show you how to make sure to get your friends involved in choosing what pictures to use, which will also help you in your marketing. I'll see you in that video.